video here is going to be talking about the logarithms. I'm going to start with number 1. I don't think I'm going to do every problem. I think I'll do 1, 2, and then number 4, and I think number 5. All right, 3 and 6 are very similar to the other ones of these 4 that I'm going to do. So that way you can try a couple on your own. When I simplify logarithms, the only type of logarithm we're going to make you do without a calculator, the only kind you really can do without a calculator, are these ones. So you need to remember, these are the ones where we talked about making the curly Q. Remember, you took the base of the logarithm, 2 to the 3rd power equals x minus 5. So you would write it this way, 2 to the 3rd equals x minus 5. And now you would just simplify. 2 to the 3rd is 8 equals x minus 5. And if I add 5 to both sides, I get 13 equals x. And that would be it. That's your final answer. Okay, number 2 is the natural log of 4x plus 1 equals 2. Well, the thing to remember here is that the base of the natural log is e. It's not written, but you need to know that the base of the natural log is e. So here you do the same thing. You make your curly Q, and you have e squared equals 4x plus 1. Well, I'm going to write that a little higher up. A little more work here. E squared. Right, you made your curly Q. Now, we're leaving exact form. So because you don't have your calculator, you don't have to round e or anything. I just want you to leave it as e squared. Solve for x. So we're going to subtract 1, and we'll write that as e squared minus 1 equals 4x. And then I can just divide both sides by 4. So e squared minus 1 over 4 is an exact number, and we'll have that equal to x. All right, we're going to skip number 3. It's very similar to number 2. We'll talk about similar ones in 4 and 5. So watch 4 or 5 here. In 4, I have 5 times log of 4x equals 10. Before I can do the curly Q, before I can simplify the logarithm part, I have to deal with anything that's going on outside of the logarithm, which here is being multiplied by 5. I'm going to start by dividing both sides by 5, and I'll get log of 4x equals 2. Now the thing to remember about our common log is that if you do not see a base after the log, the base is 10. That's called our common log. So when I simplify this, I'll have 10 to the 2nd equals 4x. 10 to the 2nd is 100 equals 4x, and I can divide by 4. 100 divided by 4 is 25, and that's your final answer. All right, the very last one. This is more involved than number 2, but it's also a natural log. Just like in number 4, I cannot deal with the natural log part until I move the -2 and the 3. Those are both happening outside of the natural log. I'm going to start by subtracting 3 from both sides. So I'll have -2 natural log of 4x equals -26. I'm going to divide by -2 and get the natural log of 4x equals 13. Here, remember now, all I have is natural log. It's base e of 4x equals 13. So you make your curly Q. E to the 13th equals 4x. And all you have to do is divide by 4. We want an exact answer, so I'm allowed to leave that as e to the 13th over 4 equals x. And there you go. That's the answer. You can try number 3 and number 6 on your own. If you need more help, ask your teacher or check the key on campus as well.